What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. It's at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below, as usual. Um, the black male experience, unrealistic, naive expectations. Here's my thing. Some of us gotta get over ourselves and stop being naive and thinking that, you know, this world is fair and it's going to be fair to us. We weren't born in a fair and equitable society. So to wind up being adults and still acting as if we're not going to get thrown under the bus at any chance bothers me as a black male. Like just looking at fellas do things, it's like, what? Like when you're young, you think the world is fair. You go to school, you're smart, you think you're going to get A's and B's because you earned it. Well, when you're a black male, you start learning that you may earn the A's and B's, but the teachers might not give them, depending on who you're dealing with. That's the beginning of you understanding the systematic racism, right? So now that you understand that, um, it starts growing as you get older. But then you got people who just don't want to admit it. You know, you got people who they got talent. Because I got talent and I generate interest and that generates money, I can do whatever because my talent is going to save me. No, it's not. You're still a black man in America. Your talent is going to probably get you more money than most people, but your talent is going to put you on a pedestal that they're waiting to knock you off of. And while you keep acting a fool, or even if you're not acting a fool, you're going to be put in situations where you're going to be set up. And act like it's never going to happen is ridiculous. Very ridiculous. And to see other brothers going through this stuff time and time and time again, and to say, but it's not gonna be me though, I'm different. Bothers me, bro. Bothers me. You know, it's like when I tell guys who have children, if you go to family court, the odds are stacked against you. The odds already tell you 9 out of 10 times women win custody, right? But you gonna say, but that's 9 out of 10. Well, I could be that 1 out of 10. You can be. But don't go in there expecting to be the top 10%. Go in there expecting to be the 90. That's more realistic. But we get naive. It ain't going to happen to me. It ain't going to happen to me. Then it happens to you. And then you upset. Really? You know, some of you brothers like dating outside of your race. Not my problem. I don't care. But when you date outside your race, y'all act like there aren't problems that come around it. You act like um, these women of other races won't be with you 1 minute and then cry rape the next if they get embarrassed, or be with you 1 minute and then say they was drunk or high and you took advantage of them the next. You act like that people won't get with you even if you're well off because you're well off and siphon the money up out of you and try to use you as being a black male and being scary as a scapegoat. You act naive to these absolute facts that are historical in America and they play out over and over and over and over again. But you don't want to admit this. You know, if you're from the hood, if you're from the urban environment, you act like the street still ain't on you. You act like you don't look like the hood. You don't talk like the hood. You don't. It's still on you. And that's just another way for a person to give a reason for themselves to throw you under the bus. It's not really your problem, it's theirs, but stop acting like it doesn't exist. Like I saw the story with that rapper Tory Lanez. You know, you I'm not broke. Dude, you look like you straight off the streets. you look like the street's still on you. So if you go into a high class, or not necessarily a high class, but a bougie environment, you're gonna look out of place. You're gonna look like you broke and you ain't got no money, because you don't look like their definition of wealth or high income or riches. You don't look like nothing like that. But on top of that, you was the dummy, because what did you prove by giving them $35,000 out of your pocket? What did that prove? You should have took. You should have took all. Taking all this stuff back, B. Y'all can have it. Why? I don't. I don't get this. I don't spend $35,000 to be disrespected. No, thank you. I take my money somewhere else. Take my business somewhere else. Same thing with you suburban cats. I don't understand your naive expectations. We don't think racism exists. What? Why? Because you grew up in the suburbs? Because your family is well off? Or they're in a better position than poor families or lower class families? Because you may be middle class, upper class. But you see racism everywhere around you. But because you want to say, as you talk like this and you listen to rock and roll, and your white friends and your Hispanic friends and your Asian friends listen to hip hop, and because you guys listen to music together, that means that's the death of racism. That's naive as hell. You know their family still don't like you. Some of y'all can't even go in these other people's families' houses. Why? Why? Because you black. You know that's a fact. Some of y'all can go in these people's houses, but you better be a friend if they think you dating their daughter. No. So it's so bad that some of you fools had these prime pictures where the fathers are sitting next to you with guns, or giving you that look like I'm gonna knock you out. You taking that as one of your prime pictures. But racism doesn't exist? Really? You're naive, right? Some of y'all out here in these streets, like you ain't gonna get high charges than everybody. Everybody told you that already. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows how it historically has played out in the criminal justice system. But you want to get into the street life and then act like it's not real? You want to get on the internet and play gangster and tell on yourself online and act like you're not gonna get caught? Y'all on here snitching on yourselves, and y'all act like ain't nobody watching what I'm doing. Motherfucker, you got all these followers and all these likes. People watching you. And for all you people who are not in the streets, and you're a regular everyday law-abiding citizen, stop being naive and act like these cops care about your life. Stop acting like getting an argument with a police officer at a traffic stop is really gonna help you. Like, stop acting like they're not looking for an excuse to shoot you. Stop it. I've been pulled over plenty of times. Cops have been pulled their guns on me plenty of times for absolutely nothing. Plenty of times. You already, look, man, is that really the time to talk about your civil rights? But I want to be treated like everybody else. You're naive to believe that you're going to be treated like everybody else in the first place. You're not. How many of your white friends get pulled over at a traffic stop for a rolling stop, or making a turning without signaling, and the officer gets out of the car and pulls out a gun? How many times that happened? How many of your white friends have said that story? How many of your Asian friends have said that story? How many of your female friends have said that story? How many of your Hispanic friends have said that story? Ask all the black dudes, everybody got the same fucking story. But to be naive about it, it's going to be different for me. No, it's not. No, it's not. But some of y'all got, it's not y'all fault, but y'all got some fucked up names that you were given. Stop being naive and putting that name on a job application. No, you use your initials. Use a nickname. Use your middle name. Because normally people give a person a fucked up first name, but they give them a serviceable middle name. Use your middle name. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop acting as if, these things are not gonna bite you in the ass when you go out into society, because that's not the truth. Stop being naive about this stuff. You know, stop acting as though if you're being a black male, even if you are the exception to the rule, stop acting like you're gonna get treated like an exception. People gonna treat you like what they feel everybody else is. Stop being naive to that. You know, and even if you prove yourself, stop being naive to the fact that people don't want you to be excellent. Even when you prove yourself, they're looking for an excuse to throw you under the bus to dismiss everything you've ever done. Stop acting like that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? That's my issue. Like, stop having these naive expectations of how the world is going to finally treat you fairly, like a human being, like a man. No, they're not. Like, chill out. You know, stop thinking they gotta accept you. They don't. I was always taught, get your foot in the door before you start doing extra stuff. If you want to get tattoos, fine. Get your foot in the door first. Get the job first. Start, you know, get the respect on your job first of your colleagues. Get to be the person that people rely on. Then you get the tattoos. You start a business, that's the same thing. You start a business, get the customers in there. Build the relationships, build the rapport. Then you start getting the tattoos and changing your appearance. That's when you could grow your hair out and then grow your braids and then grow your dreads out after you do what you're supposed to do. Stop acting like people are not gonna accept you that way. You got to build yourself up and build your brand up before you could do that. Stop coming to the door like you got to accept me as I am. No, no, nobody does. People already don't accept you as you are as being a black male. So why do you think you got to be an extreme version of a black male and they have to accept it? Stop being naive to this reality. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of y'all might understand that. Some of y'all might still want a bucket, but it is what it is. You know, we out. Peace.